evening, and welcome back to PoliTalks. Your host, Frank Robinson. Summer Sibley Brown will be with us shortly, but in the meantime and in between time, it'll be me and Kemet Amon Lewis coming at you. What up, Kemet?
What's going on, Frank?
Oh, not too much, bro. Well, tonight at PoliTalks, take it a little easy. We're not going to be discussing anything too serious or anything that's too emotional, but we'll get a little serious in the mix. Come on. But we're going to keep it lighthearted and fun tonight. And today we're going to be talking about summertime in the Virgin Islands. You know, where else would you want to be in the world but in paradise in the summertime? So this year obviously is a little different. We got a pandemic. I don't even remember summertime last year. I feel like it wasn't even there. It was canceled. Summer's canceled. So now that summertime is back halfway, what are some of the fun things that we want to do this summer? I know for me, I want to be able to go to the beach at 4 p.m. because I'm an afternoon beach goer, and being closed at 4 o'clock so long has really, hasn't allowed me to exist the way that I enjoy. But that's don't laugh, man. It's the truth. What about you? What are you feeling about this summertime?
I don't know. I'm like excited about it, given that things are starting to get different. I remember last year how insane it was. I was trying to get home for a big chunk of time, and I just couldn't. Every time I waited for numbers to get better, either in the VI or in Florida, it just didn't. They just kept going crazy, and so I didn't make it down that way last summer at all. But hopefully, at some point in time, I'll be able to make it home this summer and enjoy all of the things that I low-key have been watching people post, whether it's at Rosa's or the food at Yuko or Ital in Paradise or rotis or it can be frustrating looking at all the posts, all the fun that people are having at home, and being here in Florida trying to mix your own drink or who's selling pate, so you could try to sneak in on some of the action. But yeah, it's not the same. So hopefully at some point in time this summer I'll be able to come down and hang out and be home, because like you said, it's a place better to be in the summer than on St. Croix.
Gotta make that happen, man. Yeah, summertime in Florida is like hot and rainy and full of lightning. That's what I remember.
Yep, every afternoon.
I can remember going up to Disney World when I was a child. Went once when I was real small. And
Disney World was open back then?
One time when I went to Disney World when I was a child. Everybody just needs to know that Kemet is older than me, because I am not. Just that up.
Okay.
Anyway,
fair.
But I went to Disney World. That's one thing I remember about Florida. You're right. Every afternoon is like a thunderstorm, like without fail, for no reason.
Yeah.
I
didn't think they had Disney World back in the pre-Columbian era, but I guess. But yeah, you remember like every time, like when I was home, and I travel all the time for work, and every time I remember passing through Miami, about every time you pass through, there was a thunderstorm that either made a flight or canceled a flight, or we've been fortunate, knock on wood, that it's not been that crazy this summer, but it's scary because that the rain does cool down the oceans, and so it's always a welcome thing. I know that sometimes the rain just develops over land, but oftentimes to make it offshore, and that's like always a welcome thing. Anything that will cool down the ocean, so as to again, knock on wood.
Bring me all the rain, bring me all the shower dust, keep it breezy, like bring me all of that all summer long. So them other things don't come around trying to bring it all at once.
Right. Right.
Please and thank you.
You call the names.
I ain't calling no names. But I don't know. I would say that my summer times in the Virgin Islands were always nice because, most of the time I would spend home. But it's also the time of year, used to get to go and travel to the States, which was great because there's no winter, can't stand the cold. So, hang out, buy no new clothes or different kind of clothes and switch things up to go visit people in Babylon. A nice little 2-week trip and then just come right back.
Yeah. In fact, the less you have, the better it is, because when we talk about being humid or hot at home, it's a completely different thing. I remember, so my dad's Washingtonian, and so I spent a lot of time in Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, over the summers, some of the summers, those that, where I weren't like on the beach every day and just go. And yeah, it was cool to be off island and whatnot, but the heat would be a completely different story, and it's weird, as I got older, it started to switch where, I started spending my winters up there instead of my summers, and always tried to be home for the summer months because, again, it's just, a cold time to be home. Nothing against Christmas and winter at home, but yeah, summer's a special time to be home.
It's a vibe, it's a good energy, and summertime traditionally, I think it's going to be a little bit different this year due to the pandemic and everything else. But I always felt like summertime was like the time for us to be able to enjoy our home. You get less and less tourists,
right?
And it's more just the Virgin Islanders and everybody living on the beach. Yep. Families and everybody getting together, and it's like it's the time of year that we get to enjoy our island for ourselves.
Yeah.
I think this summer is going to be a little different.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah, I guess, along those lines, I hope that, people are taking, we've been taking things seriously enough over the last few months to actually enjoy summer and not have everything backfire on us. I think we've, if you haven't learned, or people haven't learned, that, the whole pandemic thing is real by now, then I don't think there's anything that can be done to convince you that it is. But my hope is that, we continue to do what's wise and what makes sense, follow what the best science is telling us at the given time, and find a balance between living life and not trying to kill yourself or others around you. So yeah, anyway, we weren't going to take it there, so
it is something that needs to be taken into consideration, though, because right now flights are full, hotels are booked. They find a car to rent, a place to stay. I just took a short little trip, and I was surprised that my planes were filled. Going up and coming back, I thought they were spacing people on the planes, and they were packing like sardines. Like there was not a single empty seat on my flight.
Wow.
So I'm thankful that I'm vaccinated. It gave me a little sense of security. I put on my hoodie and my mask, and I went to that is one thing. So, but let's go back to the fun talk about
summertime. Mangoes.
Mangoes. Man, I want to go.
Man, I want
drive up cricket. He like this.
Clever. That was clever.
Drive up Cricket Dam Road, picking all the wild mangoes. You know, eat so many mangoes, your belly busts.
Literally. Well,
but yeah, I want to go hiking in the forest and spend a day at Buck Island and get tanned up.
I feel like Coco Plum was a thing during the summer too.
Does Coco Plum still exist here?
You can't. So the only place that I've ever seen them is at Sandy Point.
Yeah,
closed down.
But I remember Coco Plum from when I would go to Anguilla. I would spend a couple weeks in Anguilla in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Go visit my godbrother over there, and some hurricane back in the early 2000s had to pull up all the Coco Plum vines, and you just you don't find them anymore.
Yeah, no, good.
Until your mouth tie up, all up on the hair.
Same thing with Kenneth.
Kenneth, I was just saying, Kenneth for the summertime, same thing. I can't wait to see the youth them out on the street selling the little bunch of Guinness for $1 or $5. Yeah. Anyway, when I had open best, I had see some youths on the side of the road, and they had a bunch of them, and I was like, "Here's $20. Give me what you got." And they're like, "But we only have 10." I said, "I know. I'm just trying to support you." But it took like a 5-minute conversation for me to buy all their Kenneths. They're like, "Yeah, buy all of them." Come on, I need to make some rum.
You taste it before you buy it?
No.
Wow, Frank, you can't do that. You always have to taste one before you buy it. You commit.
Whether they're sweet or sour or overripe, when they dry up and nasty. Yeah, I mean, I guess there are stages to the Guinness progression.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Give me them. I want them. I want them all.
Interesting. But yeah, like we were talking about earlier, it wasn't just the beach for me growing up. It was, going through the rainforest, driving through Annalee. I can't remember if it was summertime when we used to go looking for carambola also, but definitely that was the whole purpose of us going through, like driving through Annalee, was to find star fruit. Getting up in the rainforest, Coco Plum at Sandy Point. This was back when, it was open. You could actually go.
That was at any time, right?
Yeah. That's St. Croix.
Oh, man. I played sports. I was an athlete back then. I was an athlete now, but I was different sale. But summertime, get real black. Yes, get real black. Spending every day out to the complexion I wish could come back in this day and age.
One day.
I'm probably too much time inside.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to go back to school peeling. That was our thing after the summer.
After the summer, when you finally stop being in the sun, little sheets. Everybody got a funny little line by their forehead.
Yep.
From it coming down. Oh man. I've also spent some summers on the other Virgin Islands. The time in St. Thomas.
Yeah, we know.
One thing that I liked about being in St. Thomas is hopping on a boat, going to St. Anne for the day, and same thing. There are so many less tourists during the summertime. It just felt like the Virgin Islands was truly our playground again.
Right.
And didn't have to worry about what people doing or watching you or nothing, and just have fun.
Yeah.
Just hop on boat, go to the PBI. Virgin Gorda is my third home. Spend some time there. I love it. But July, St. John Festival, one of my favorite festivals. It's a lot smaller than our amazing Crucian Festival, and it's definitely smaller than Rock City Carnival, but it's always a good vibe. It's a short route, but I also really truly enjoy, even though it's probably lost on most people, I truly enjoy what St. John Festival commemorates. And of course, that is our emancipation. I think a lot of times people think that the St. John Festival, because it falls on the 4th of July, is meant to commemorate American independence, but really and truly it is to commemorate the emancipation of the slaves here in the Virgin Islands. Of course, St. Croix did the thing, and that was July 3rd. But before the time of cell phones or phones, period, planes or anything like that, news had to travel by boat. So news didn't get to St. Thomas and St. John until the following day. So St. John Festival is the Emancipation Day Festival. So just so everybody knows, freedom is what we celebrated. Freedom is what we fed fuck.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, maybe that might be a good time for me to wander down that way.
Might be. You should probably look into it from now.
The Virgin Islands. Also back then we had Wilfred Alec Junibumba had his sailing school, and that was one of my most fond memories about the summer. Not just because one of my classmates jumped off the pier head first with a life jacket, and his feet was sticking up the water before we tipped him over, but because that was a really cool experience, learning how to sail by a Crucian. And then we did things like sail a boat from St. Croix over to Buck Island, spend the night.
Johnny Bomber, like the musician?
Yeah.
Play the drums? I didn't know he'd sail it.
See, that's how you're to tell who are Crucians and who
I have only been playing music and
Bomba had the coffee bean and oh gosh, he had the next one that was bigger. But you know how like eventually after I think it was Maryland that destroyed the two boats for him, and it was like the big his family thing. Like his dad was a captain and just knew the seas like nobody else, and Junie's the same way. But eventually after the hurricanes, they had these little like personal crafts that the youth would use. But before that, we had like it was had to have been the one had to be a 30-something footer, and we had legit sailboats that had like you could sail on the back of it, and it had everything that you could ask for to go out and enjoy being on the ocean, and that's how you learn to sail. And it's unfortunate that we live in an era where like a lot of our youth have gone the complete opposite. I will play like a sailboat game on their iPad or on their Xbox, but they won't like actually go on and sail. But we do have people in the community still doing things for the youth. Shout out to the Caribbean Center for Boys and Girls. They've always been super engaged and doing cool things with the youth. PAL has for many years. I'm not sure what they're doing this year, if they're still doing anything this year, but that was always a big part of it growing up. And then the Boy Scouts, I was, one of the fortunate guys to be in the Scouts with Randall Clinch from the West Side also. And, sailing first time we took a boat over from St. Croix to St. John. It was a pretty cool experience.
That must have been crazy as a kid.
Yeah, as a kid, getting to do that, and then like all the scouts like competing against each other, and like all these different skills, rope tying, agility skills, whatnot. Those were like cool times. And I was like one of the few that didn't throw up on the way over. So I guess that's like a plus for me. When I actually started to really and honestly think about marine science, is like, I guess if I didn't get sick, then it might be a good profession to go into. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely I remember my summer camps. Now that you said it, I remember that I went to there was a summer camp out west by the little Montessori school off Mahogany Road. I went there once. I went to Good Hope Summer School. I went to a summer camp at WIM. I think it was called Discover St. Croix. One time, that was a fun summer camp. We were at like WIM every day. It was real like cultural. One experience that I remember from that is I tried to kayak for the first time, and I guess I wasn't strong enough yet to turn the kayak. And we were by Hotel on the Key, and I drifted out into the harbor, and nobody was paying attention. So nobody realized I had drifted away. But somebody who had lived on a boat came with their dinghy and threw me a rope, spun me around, and pulled me back. And the whole time that I was gone, the camp counselors did not know. Either way, it was a wonderful experience.
I'm laughing with you.
I know how to kayak now. So I know how to kayak now. So it's all right. That was a little traumatizing.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Frank.
Yeah, man. Once I was drifting past like all the boats, it was like, I think I need help. Nobody sees me.
It's okay. You want to make it. You wouldn't have made it out the reef, so it's all right.
Yeah, I know. I would have probably ended up by Wapa. That's it.
My little princess, meditating spouses.
It would have been all right. And then one year I was a summer camp counselor for C had a summer camp, and that was where your whole office used to be there in Princess.
And Little Princess.
Good vibes, man. Hiking with Olassie Davis. I didn't do this with a summer camp, but one year we did, I guess it was like the Maroon Ridge hike. And we hiked from the top of Annalee out towards Carambola, across the ridge, and then we went to the tide pools, and then we hiked all the way along the coast, way over to this much bigger tide pool. I remember that being one of the coolest experiences, and learning like the history of that place and realizing like it was a maroon settlement and that this is where, our ancestors escaped to and lived. But coming back up that hill, my God, I thought Olassie had walked the hill.
So was you like drifting out to sea in a kayak?
I think, yeah, walking up the hill was worse.
Oh,
drifting was a little traumatic. I walking up that hill for I don't even know how many miles was pain.
But I think that whole area is I mean, one of my favorite places on St. Croix. It's hard to pick one because there's so many like unique beautiful experiences on St. Croix, but that whole area, and I pause when I say that because like Point Udall, looking back, looking west from Point Udall is like an amazing space. I think what a lot of people don't realize is how many different tide pools are actually out there. It's not just the ones at Wills Bay that, you know, you take Tantan tours down to, or you hike across the ridge from Carambola to get to. But even if you did it you could hike from the beach at Carambola.
Yeah, across the coast.
Pools.
And there's a tide pool there's a tide pool in between there too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, yeah, like you said, you can't travel along that coastline all the time. You know, it's definitely not for inexperienced hikers and climbers. Please don't go do this by yourself, or if you don't know what you're doing. But it is truly a magical experience, especially if you could go with a guide or at least somebody who's done it before, because there are dangers, and it's very good to know how to swim, just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Caledonia. You know, going up Caledonia is always great. I would say that Caledonia to me seems like a ever-changing ecosystem. Because I've been there, it's been like rushing water. I've been there when it's like a flowing stream. I've also been there when it's like stagnant pools. Gross. And one time I hiked it and it was bone dry. And I have never seen so many ants in my life. You know, the ants come out in I guess summertime. They come out in the heat because they're looking for water. And the entire riverbed was just ants. You couldn't stop.
Yeah.
But you know, even going up Caledonia, finding the mangoes up there, random fruits, it's just St. Croix got some magical places, man.
Just make sure you have good shoes when you go Carambola. I was there once with a good friend. There was a couple of us, and guy he he pulled out an old pair of Timberlands, and everyone got to the pools fine, but then on the way back, the sole said nope. And completely tore off the bottom of the boots. And so, you know, being a good friend, actually waited for him when his girlfriend like stormed off. She was like, "Bum this." she went ahead, and I was there trying to help my poor friend. Trying to document it also because I had my camera. But trying to help my poor friend tie the top of the boots to the bottom of his feet, so that he could walk back out. So yeah, just make sure that you have your gear when you
go exploring, for sure.
Dry rot is a thing on St. Croix.
It really is. You know, as funny as the boots are, you know, working in the nightlife as long as I have, I've seen many heels just come apart, and sometimes they're new. Like you could tell that they'd never been worn before, but they were sitting in the closet a little too long, and our heat was just like glue. What glue?
No, sir.
No, sir. Oh man, you know, the kayaking experience. I'm surprised that later on in life I've done some actual kayaking out into the ocean and stuff, and survived. When I got a little older, a couple of times when I was in St. Thomas, me and my friends, we kayaked to Thatch Key, the little island right in front of Koki.
Yeah.
And went camping there. One time we kayaked from Koki, and the second time we kayaked from Essa. Kayaking through the channel where the ferries and everything runs. That was an experience.
Gangster.
You know, we had to time it, and then last to make sure we got across before the next set of ferries and barges came through.
Talking about Thatch Key, on the north side, I don't know if you guys got around to the north side, but there is a really cool bat cave on the north side, and it's like a really narrow cut that you have to swim through. But when you swim through and you look up, there's nothing but bats. It's a really, really cool spot. And then you look down in the water and there's nothing but bat poop. And then you're like, okay, yeah, let's get back up. But it's like that little key has some really cool resources on it. It's a really cool little spot.
It has goats and chickens.
Yep.
We hunted a chicken. That was my first time I ate wild chicken. It was delicious.
It was tough.
Toughest thing I swear. It was very tasty. I ain't gonna lie. But we couldn't really chew it much.
Yeah. You just cut it.
We used the rest of the chicken
thin
fishing
pieces,
the next day.
You use a chicken to go fishing the next day, you said?
Yeah.
Nice.
It worked. But on the backside, on the north side, there's like a cut where like a rock is barely falling away from the island.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool because you could climb up on that rock and jump in.
Okay.
You know, another thing that you shouldn't do unless you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But that was fun. One summer we went camping on Hans Lalik.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and good times. I you know what? I'm going camping again sometime. I think I'm gonna put it out there. I'm going camping this summer. I want to go experience some nature, and there's no excuse to not do it.
All right. So let's make a challenge. Go camping somewhere where it's actually legal to camp. So let's toss that out there.
Don't go camping on Sandy Point.
Sandy Point, Green Key, or Buck Island. Or any of the other privately owned islands.
I was about to say, or in somebody's yard that's not your own.
Yeah, let's do it legit. But yeah, let's do that this summer. And let's plan on like an August or September show where we just talk about our cool camping experiences. That should make for a good show.
I am with that.
What Darren been camping?
What? Darren must have been camping.
Yeah. Darren think it's Easter weekend.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, nice of you to join us.
Yeah. What can I say?
So we've been waiting for you to bring up our next topic. And that has to do with trickle-down economic effects.
I was about to do the same thing.
In the Virgin Islands. And if you have any data on how that works.
Economics impacts camping specifically.
No, that was a question for you, Darren.
So how are you guys doing today? How you guys doing today? It's been a long time since I've seen you guys.
We know it's been a whole 35 minutes of show we missed.
Waiting to talk about trickle-down economics.
I was listening to some of the stuff in the process of transport, but I'm here. Let's go. Let's do this.
Welcome. All right.
Well,
question.
Oh man, tell us your favorite thing about summer, man.
So let me go back to childhood. Honestly, when you think about childhood, it was just nice one. Nice. There we go. Good, I like that. That was a good one. So let me say childhood. It was just basically about being in summer camps, spending time with the grandparents, being on the beach, and just doing a variety of things. And then when I became an adult, um, definitely Sundays on the beach parties like every day. Man, that was the life. I can
What's the
remember,
favorite beach?
favorite beach.
Don't say Liberty. Don't say Sunny Isle.
If I had to say, like, okay, so I have two favorite beaches, right? If I had to say my youth, it would definitely be Creamus Park. But if you ask me now, it'll probably be Green Key.
Chinebe?
How about to say Chinebe?
Well, the beach before Chinebe, but yeah.
You know it
Before
is
Chinebe?
beach. People need to stop
you want.
doing that. It is literally
it's
one beach. It's one whole long beach.
I apologize, Chinebe. My
It's
bad,
cool.
my bad. Don't shoot me for it.
No shooting.
Yeah, we
just because it's summertime don't mean we shooting them, man.
We just give it data.
Take that for the data.
Yeah.
But
that's right.
Honestly, like,
a real Eastman. I forget.
As a real Eastman.
Yeah, he didn't say Dorch
to the
Beach.
core.
Like everybody else said Dorch Beach.
I love Dorch Beach.
Rainbow, Cowboy, nothing on the west side.
He said Kramer Park, Seagrass.
Oh, wait, hold on. So you trying to tell me?
Talasia Park.
Let's be honest. If we talk about the 90s, was it not Kramer's Park the beach to go?
The only time the thing was what was it? What was it? TV network?
Oh my God, Tempo turned one.
But that's not the 90s. That's the 2000s.
That was a good summertime show. That was like a 13, 14-hour concert.
Yeah.
I got to Kramer's Park for that show at around 4:30, and it had started at 3. And I know somebody who was 10 minutes behind me leaving their house who wasn't able to get in for another 2 hours after me because of how the traffic had built up. But I didn't leave there until 5:30 the following morning, and it wasn't finished yet.
You left on
that was a good show, though. Huh?
You left on a kayak? You drifted.
Haters, whatever.
Not hater.
Actually, you know, one of my favorite beaches is actually on the East End. Boiler Bay is the name of the bay. I don't know if I guess the beach is called, I don't know if the beach is called Boiler, but right before you get up to Point Udall, on the left.
Over on the left?
Yeah.
The last one before, the one?
The last one before. If you hike down there, and when you get down, you cut to the left, there's a really nice little vibe there.
Like a little cove.
Like with the rock, like a little cove, yeah. It's like protected. It's usually
and there's so much life there.
Yeah. I remember back when we started doing the coral restoration work, we collected elkhorn from out there because that used to be a really impressive elkhorn coral patch, reminiscent of Buck Island with those huge,
the ones that came to the top of the water.
Yeah,
peeked out the top.
Yeah, and that spot. Yeah, that spot's pretty dope.
Yeah. My favorite beach. My favorite beach is pretty much the whole of the West End.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from like Cowboy to Sandy Point. I am never disappointed. Shoys was one for me growing up. Shoys got too much mampi. And they like to come out early. Like as soon as the sun crossed that hill, they're out.
Well, it's kind of hard for me to get into Shoys because the branches or whatever in the entrance. So I literally almost have to go down to my fours to get inside.
Really?
Darren, you are not that much taller than us.
Darren, you from the Caribbean?
Ben Nova.
Limbo.
Yeah.
Limbo too.
You guys.
Limbo train, you're good to go.
Yeah, what are you, like 6'2"?
Yeah, 6'2".
You're not that tall. You'll be all right. Ain't that bad.
Just tuck and roll.
Stop, drop, roll.
Kembe has to be on my list too because my scuba club, that's where our classroom was.
Yeah.
So that kick out, like if for people that don't dive, like usually when you go someplace and you book a dive trip, you're on a boat somewhere.
On a boat.
But the cool thing about St. Croix is that you can do so many dives from shore, and that like kick out from Cane Bay shore
To the wall.
drop up to the wall is a beauty because you're looking back at the hills, like, and at Maroon Ridge, and like it's a really cool vibe. And then
all of a sudden you're above the abyss.
Yeah, and then when you come back, you know, because of the slope coming back in, that's how you do your safety stop, and then you're back on shore. Like it's one of the dopest place to dive just because of that. So all of those split from Russell Twist, Cane Bay, Carambola, like those are really cool dive sites because of that.
That's true. You don't have to get on a boat. You just kick out, drop
So
down.
Frederick said is the same. The Frederick said pier. I can't tell you how many times I've dove the Frederick said pier. But yeah, that's coolness.
Jumping off a big duck. That is definitely a summertime vibe for me. I mean, really and truly, that was an all year round thing because I went Good Hope and we would leave school to go jump off the dock.
St. Patrick's, same thing. and then when you're done, you have Yucca right there.
Yeah.
KFC is your thing. You have that there also. But we had Wendy's right there also.
The nice Wendy's upstairs.
The Wendy's upstairs.
Yeah, no.
Man.
A different era of fast food.
Dude, we have a really good childhood.
How you mean?
Like really, really, really good.
Really nice. A whole.
We didn't have cell phones.
That's why it was amazing. We didn't have this distraction in our hand all day, every day, you know? So life was good. We got to really experience things. You know what I like about Kramer's Park when I was growing up, Darren, is that Kramer's Park used to have this little like shelf right at the shore. And like you walk across the rocks and then there's like a little shelf. And underneath that shelf would always have tons of like juvenile fish. All the different types.
I know you're talking about now, yeah.
All the different types of reef fish would be up under there, I guess, in their little safe haven. Mm-hmm. And that's where I would snorkel and check that out. And, you know, I get to identify the fish that I would learn in books, I don't know, rock beauty and squirrel fish and I don't remember, whatever. Them little things. Grunt. Yeah, angelfish. Do angelfish still exist?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't remember the last time I seen an angelfish. And I could recall, like, as a child snorkeling, I would almost always see French angelfish for sure. And every other time I go in the water, I'd see the queen angelfish.
Yep.
And I don't see them at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, are angelfish a fish that is fished?
Yeah, people do eat it. Yeah.
People eat it?
People eat them just like the doctorfish and the blue tangs and ocean surgeon and the whole family. But yeah.
Blue tang, that's St. Thomas pot fish.
Yeah. Close to the doctorfish.
Oh, delicious. You know what? You guys remind me of a beach. It's been ruined for many years now, but back in the day was an underrated beach, Princess Beach.
Yeah. But Princess Beach stays with the seagrass coming up and the sargassum.
Right to the shore.
No, I know, I understand, but like back in the day, that was a beach.
You're right. Princess Beach is a nice beach.
Yeah, like, and it's a really good spot for snorkeling.
Yes.
Because of the nexus to the North Shore and the Caribbean Sea, the like open sea.
Yeah.
I remember like there are some places there where it's kind of depressing when you look at the like live coral coverage and whatnot. But when you talk about spotted eagle rays like cruising through, there's sharks, like just some really cool things out there on the reef. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. I ain't gonna leave them out of islands. Oh, hey Penny. So hey Penny got a little weird. Like there's some energy in that water. Like I don't really trust swimming out in Hey Penny. I don't know what it is, but
I mean, Hey Penny back in the day.
Hey Penny, I stay by the shore.
And when we say Hey Penny, it actually mean Manchineal, which is the bigger one. That everybody
calls it. Is what we refer to as Hey Penny, right?
Penny,
yeah. Hey Penny's around the bend.
Yeah, it's the one that looks more like a half penny. Go bigger.
How they came up with that name?
But wait, what was the reason? What had happened to Hey Penny again? I forgot.
Which a number of things.
Okay.
The club.
The country club that's there, the place.
No, I mean the beach itself, because the beach doesn't appear to be swimmable anymore. I forgot the reason why.
The
beach is swimmable. The beach, the there's erosion at the beach. The shoreline.
Good Hope School Beach.
Boy. I never been to Good Hope.
Good Hope School Beach. I can remember going swimming in Good Hope School Beach in like 1991. And it was a nice beach, and I don't know, by 1995, 6, like when I was in school there, I wouldn't go in that water.
Mm-hmm.
But we know how that happened, or if you don't, it's just travel a few miles east along the coastline. You'll come to something major, and you'll understand.
Mm-hmm.
But we're keeping it light, so I'm not going to even talk about that today.
We're gonna talk about them.
My favorite beach in St. Thomas is Platform. If you don't know about Platform is my spot. I love Platform. And Koki, but Koki is just a lime. I love Koki Beach.
To be honest,
and St. John, my favorite beach is Cinnamon Bay and Oppenheimer Beach.
Cinnamon Bay, Hawks Nest.
All right, guys, don't kill me, but
yes, yeah.
Lambshire Bay.
I have not been to St. John.
Lambshire Bay. Oh, Lambshire Bay.
I have not been to St. John yet, so don't kill me, Fred.
What?
Huh?
Darren. Okay, so
I'm being honest.
Darren,
I'm being honest.
Challenge number 2.
Sharon is usually.
Wait, what's challenge number 1? What's challenge number 1?
To go camping.
Yeah, we camping this summer.
We camping this summer.
All right, we camping. All right, number 2.
We camping with like microwaves and generators. We camping.
Real camping.
PoliTalks camp. Badman camp. I think you should end up camping on St. John.
I agree.
I think it's only fair.
It's about time.
I don't know if you'll have cell phone connection out there.
I feel like we have a direct fit.
But you don't need. I mean, that's what we were talking about. We need to disconnect, right? So you don't. It works if you don't have connection up there.
That's right.
Lambshire Bay is an amazing spot. For those that don't know, Lambshire Bay this is the southeast end of St. John. When you pass Coral Bay, you keep going. The University of Verdun has various
Virgin Islands Ecological Resource
Station.
Yeah.
At one point in time, they this really cool underwater observatory was there, and you had the likes of like Sylvia Earle and those that were into the whole like Fabien Cousteau era, Jacques Cousteau era of
a
period of time.
We have an underwater research station here in St. Croix too?
Yes. I think parts of it are still out at Butler.
Yes. Yeah, I was reading about that the other day. I didn't know. I knew about the one at Lampshire Bay, but I learned about that one recently.
Yeah. Actually, like there's a lot of one of the coolest things about St. Croix and the VI in the world of marine science is that there's a lot of exploration that had been done in the VI in like the early 1970s, like way before Hugo like destroyed a lot. So I have some colleagues that have a lot of really cool footage of what the reefs at Buck Island and around St. Croix looked like before they got damaged, and it was a really impressive space. So hopefully we can keep it that way for everyone.
I would love to see that. I'd love to see some of that footage, because I mean, shoot, what I remember from my childhood to now is like it's a whole world of difference. Yeah. Unfortunately, in some places though, I think like last year when I went snorkeling and stuff, I could see like new growth. But I guess it's new growth on top of a lot of corpses.
That stuff, I know, like they're finally starting to think about and implement restoration there at the park. I know that there was some hesitance at the very beginning in 2009 when we started doing the work around the VI, and Bahamas and Curacao and Grenada and Cuba and China and all these other places jumping on it. There was some hesitancy at the very beginning, but I think that they're now at a place where they recognize that the science is legit, and you have all these other, like stony coral tissue loss disease wasn't a thing back then, and so, one of the we didn't decide tonight that we're going to talk about marine protected areas, but one of the important parts of it, because that's what Buck Island is that you you protect and start to bring back what was there, and so hopefully to jump on board more with what can actively be done to bring back corals, and then in turn fish and other species that will use the habitat more because it is live coral and not just dead space.
Yep. So that's that, and as brilliant as I am, I never put that correlation together as to why I don't see as many fish, and that's because there's so much dead reef.
Right.
So they're just not. They're not where they used to be.
Right.
They're further out.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that could change so that all these little them when they come up in the summertime and we fling them in the sea, they could see something too, because.
That's a rite of passage. You gotta get it thrown in the water.
Go swim? Let me find out.
Whoa!
If you can't climb through to get the shores, then I could probably answer that question for you.
Wait, you trying to insult my island cod?
No, we asked you if you could swim and you didn't answer. Well, Frank asked you if you could swim and you didn't answer. Purposely.
That was an insult. That's a question of insult.
Okay, well, you just got you can't assume.
I'm insulted.
You can't assume, Darren. If we're on a boat with you and you fall over, we need to know. Okay, Darren's safe, or hey, we need to get a ring out there to save Darren.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying. You do boats.
You good?
You go kayak? I go kayak now, but there was a point in time.
Did I ever kayak before? I don't think so.
Kayaking. Never been St. John and don't know how to cut through trees. I think, Darren, this summer was called to get Darren out in nature.
Wow. I'm sure Frank is something you haven't done.
We're going to help you regain your liberty.
Wow.
We're going to get you connected with nature.
I'm ready for
5G.
those. So that's what we're gonna do now.
Summer. We were just talking about summer all night.
We've been talking about summer.
What I was saying?
How
summer
nice
is
summer
the
is.
best time of the year.
What were you all saying?
That summer is the best time of the year.
Oh,
I'm
funny,
just
huh?
saying.
I get it. You've been talking about summer all night.
I'm just saying. Cancer is in
Summer,
But
summer.
Darren, what is it
And this
implementing
side,
to?
we start summer
What
off.
are they inviting you into, Darren?
We camping out,
We're camping. We have a
Oh, you never been camping, Darren?
and we're gonna teach Darren how to swim. He ain't been to St. John either.
yeah.
Wait. Teach you how to
Okay.
swim.
So
You.
I said I can't
You
swim.
swim, Darren?
We
Why
heard you
would
that
I
you
ca-
can't
why
swim.
can't I? Why wouldn't I be able to swim?
You said Kramer Park
So
as your favorite
Whoa,
beach. When you said Kramer
wait,
Park,
wait,
you
hold
know.
on.
Okay, you can't.
Hold on. I said it was my childhood favorite beach.
Exactly.
In the 90s.
If he had said
It
Sandy
was
Point,
different.
we would say, okay, he could swim. If he,
I
if
didn't
he
went
liked
Sunny
he
Point
could
till I was
swim.
29 years old.
Actually, you
So can
do
I be
like.
honest though?
Stop
The
telling
only time I went to Sandy Point was to do turtle watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like that happened as an adult for me too. So Darren, I understand that not everybody
Yeah.
like takes their kids to Sandy Point. So that's like a really cool privilege. That's something
Yeah, but
that I
people
think should
don't-
be extended. Like all children who live in Sandy Point should get to go to Sandy Point.
and
It
the
should be
program
a
actually
childhood
does do
summer
that.
thing.
The program does that, and they've done it for a number of years. But yeah, a lot of parents don't bring their children from St. Thomas to go to Sandy Point. So we understand in summer that we had
First of all, I was raised on St. Croix. I was raised on St. Croix.
Mm-hmm.
But for real, you bring up a good point. I think that should be a real like fun do we have summer camps that do like week exchange programs that allow kids at St. Croix to experience St. Thomas and St. John, and then vice versa?
Yeah.
Right? Like to really get a sense of the territory.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea. And some are already doing it. So I know that Sandy Point invites school groups out all the time. Was it Good Hope that used to do the trip to Bears every year? What grade is it, Frank?
5th grade.
The 5th grade. Like all the 5th grade classes would take the trip over to Bears and spend like a weekend or something over there.
It was awesome. They teach us rock stones. They took us to this place, and they were like, in a form of resistance. The slaves in St. John were like, no, we ain't going back to work. We were rather dead. And they showed us the rocks where I don't think there was any blood there. I think that's a made-up memory. But when they would jump on the rocks, Lampshire Bay, I loved it. I think that was one of my best experiences was my time at Veers.
Yeah. But yeah, summer, to your point,
I think we should do adult summer excursions because I think you have like a lot of adults who don't know these beaches.
Facts.
or haven't had these experiences. And so if you've never experienced it, you definitely can pass it on. And maybe you don't feel the same, like we should do adult excursions, right?
Yeah,
like a kind of like
that.
Beaches.
And and I think it's even more important for like St. John to get more people from St. Thomas and St. Croix to spend time on St. John and not just go to Cruise Bay, hang out at Trunk Bear Cinnamon Bay, and then get on the ferry and go back, but like really get to explore. The hiking on St. John are some of the best hiking.
Reef Bay Trail. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazing. Anyway, I have to leave you guys, but I'm glad I'm right there.
So
I shall continue to listen.
you're breaking up on my side.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay, we love you.
Peace.
We're going
I
camping.
appreciate it. I just can't.
We're going camping.
I like camping.
Good. We're going.
I just want you to know, people in the Virgin Islands no longer just camp. People
No.
I think like the Virgin Islands will.
No microwave.
But let me qualify my statement.
Okay.
Why? Listen on the phone. Because the people of the Virgin Islands is the originators of glamping. right? You remember when you were smaller, everybody used to be camping at Cramer's Park. That man would build bathroom, institute called kitchen. Like when camping had transitioned to TV screens, flat screen, you know what I mean? Your game could hook up, the super tent. Like I feel like we're the originators of glamping. Everybody just followed us. But we've been glamping from long.
Facts. But yeah, this summer we ain't glamping. We like real camping.
No,
You know what? I gotta be honest.
Real
I gotta be
camping?
honest.
Oh.
This literally might be my first time camping
Yeah.
too.
You what, Darren?
This might be my first time camping too. So yeah.
Can come.
Oh my gosh!
You
Like
and Vincent John. Still ain't make the top.
for real, Vincent John, like,
last year.
He's had a Gucci link Johnny Cake in his life though.
No.
And we still
You never put that St. Thomas Johnny Cake?
Uh-oh.
No. Why would I do that?
Yeah, people don't
because just because it don't look like the Johnny Cake it's because you're accustomed to don't mean it don't taste good. It just looks different.
But we're gonna need some for the trip, Darren. So we're gonna stop in St. Thomas. We get some, put it on our chain, and then catch a ferry over to St. John. And then anytime we need a snack.
Is that survival? I done it. This is my last Listen, my grandma's here, and I'm gonna let you know she'll make some great tasting Johnny cakes.
Mm-hmm.
They may have slits in them, may or may not, but they're delicious.
That's good.
So Summer, I have to ask, what is the purpose of the slits?
So you can wear
I am not answering it. And let me state this: I am not answering in any official Saint-Tomian capacity. I am answering with what I think my best guess is, and I think it's to aerate the Johnny cake. I don't know, like for it to cook through. That's the only thing I could see. I mean, I'll ask.
I think that's it. But then it also doubles as a cool, like, you don't have to add the piece for the
design.
pen. You could just, run your chain through it, and then carry it with you. The whole thing started out as a journey. It's a journey cake, Darren. And so when you're going on a journey, you can take this cake with you. So say you hiking through St. John, you need journey cakes.
But so first of all, Journey Cake is a very true name of what Johnny Cake started as, and it didn't just start here. You went Whim. So you used to go to Whim. You went Whim summer camp because Whim had a Discover St. Croix summer camp. That's actually
I haven't been to Whim summer camp.
So
a few times.
So that wouldn't be my favorite childhood summer experience, but being the camp director for the Discover the St. Croix summer camp was definitely one of my favorite adult summer camp experiences. I mean, we used to have so much fun. And I just realized that Sharon could play kickball every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. And then it made me, thinking about it, I tried to figure out, when I was growing up, was it kickball? I mean, I feel like we used to play a lot more like softball. Like we used to try to imitate baseball, not so much kickball was a big thing. But with this age group, when I was a camp counselor, for sure, kickball was the game. I know how, well, you wouldn't know how, but you remember, you might know how. I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club. And when I went there, like some of my favorite memories surround Double Dutch, Maral, jacks, hand tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Goat foot woman.
True. So wait, but are you guys adept at hand tennis? Because we could do a hand tennis tournament. Remember when hand tennis was the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
Central High.
Oh my God. I'm thinking back, like hand tennis survived elementary, junior high, and high school. You're right. Mm-hmm. Hand tennis was jacks and Maral, they ended in elementary 8th grade-ish, That was just something but hand tennis survived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any I went to, what's the name? What I used to Camp Arawak
Mm-mm.
when I was younger.
Not like at the camp, but I was a Boy Scout growing up, and so we spent some time out there at the Camp Arawak site for scouting.
The Camp Arawak site was, listen, that was one of my, I was a go-to summer camp. Like I met some of my lifelong friends in Camp Arawak. Yeah, no, some of the stuff. Although also, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying we were talking earlier about the and you chimed in right on time about the need for us to start exploring the other islands more. You know, Frank and I were talking about Thatch Key and all the other islands that we have, the keys and whatnot that we rarely visit. Like some of the nicest snorkeling and dive spots are around in St. Thomas. I've been to around Flat Key, just southwest of the airport, and Saba, the little island just off of Flat Key. But you know, you like amazing underwater areas. And yeah, we need to figure out a way, and maybe you can help us launch a challenge. We haven't forgotten about our food challenge, but we need to launch a challenge about exploring and reconnecting with nature this summer also. So many of our youth are tied to their cell phones. And maybe we could get Darren in on it, and he could shut down the 5G for like a day or two. So people forced to go outside. Right, Darren?
That don't work well for Darren. I don't mean is he don't get a lot of bad looks. Nobody don't actually go outside. If they just every time they see me shut, he just get a lot of evil stares. Like, I'm gonna take you out. Darren, I don't advocate for that. I want you to feel safe in this community. Wow. Everybody deserves to feel safe. No, but so I do believe though that as we talk about like exploring the islands and our childhood, when I say our, I'm not necessarily a millennial, right? But I'm close enough to be, had a lot more outdoors opportunities in it. And the truth is that the pandemic, while we are in a lesser flow of it, kind of even, so our children weren't necessarily outdoors children. Like we used to get told to go outside and play. When you come home from school and you do your homework, yeah, we got to watch TV, but a large part of the things that we were doing was going outside and play, right? Like running up and down. And so I don't know if children would enjoy this, like that was enjoyable to us. And it would be interesting, how do we bring back that outdoorsy, which is with the experiences, that value for the outdoors, which is important for health. Like I know this is not like one of those, like this is the intersection of health conversations, but really like it's a no-brainer. It is an intersection of health, getting young people accustomed to moving. Remember when we were growing up, we had so many people used to, like our age, like the tennis court used to be around, like playing tennis, playing paddleball, playing basketball, riding your bike.
Horses, baseball. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to
girls softball league. And I know those things still exist. I don't know how maximized they are. I'm not saying we don't have them.
Yeah, I'm with you. And
I will hear the whole house and the door closed.
And it's not as pure as it used to be. It used to be like you just went and that's what you focused on. It wasn't like, I'm playing baseball, but somebody, here's my phone, record me so I could post it online later. It was just, we just out and enjoying it, It is a lot different than it was.
No, I feel you. Let's gotta get back to them days, man.
And how can we do that?
I don't know. You know, we got ask Summer. I think she got the answers.
I have no answers. I have I have hopes. I don't have answers. I have hopes. And I think I have people
Oh,
who are working on answers.
Mm-hmm.
you know what I think? Honestly,
I
you have to
was at the
actually
department.
you gotta make it cool for kids to want to do it too, because I think with so much stuff that's available to them, because like they just have the world in their hands, so you actually gotta make it look cool for them. So I think maybe if there's a campaign about playing outdoors, whatever the case is, having fun, I think the kids can relate to that because they didn't grow up in the same time period. We just kind of got together and we just had fun, but we live in a different society now. So you just kind of have to make it like a campaign and just make it cool for them.
Maybe we could just trick them and make it a scavenger.
So I was about to say TikTok challenge. Anyone? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like an outdoor TikTok challenge. We gotta find a cool song, and then you have to go hiking and take a video of it. Right? Oh look, I can
Yeah.
hike, and then like, and I mean, you could do a TikTok double Dutch challenge. You could do a TikTok
Mm-hmm.
Dominoes challenge, like any of those things. So I agree with you, Darren, that in order to maximize on involving young people, even spreading the message past the Virgin Islands about what you could do here
Mm-hmm.
during the summer, like we gonna have to take advantage of Instagram, like
Yeah.
TikTok. Like we gonna have to speak to the young people where they are, because definitely you're right. What is
Hope-
cool and what is relevant is what they care about.
Hopefully somebody from tourism is listening tonight, because that would actually be a cool marketing campaign, like the My VI TikTok challenge or Instagram challenge or whatever, however you want to label it. Hint, hint, our friends at tourism. That could actually be really cool this summer. Doing things, and you can set your guidelines or your where X% of it has to be outdoors. You can only use the device to record the activity, but the device can't be a part of the activity. There are a lot of things that you can do to like really craft a really cool suite of videos coming out of the VI that shows all of those places that we've been talking about on tonight's show that have been like so amazing for us growing up.
And
And the cool part is that we should feature all local artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
We should feature so that way we'd be promoting our music, but it could be a cross genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
So our dance hall, our DJs, our calypso, our Stanley,
Mm-hmm.
that could be one of the qualifications that we're highlighting local artists.
Boom, man! We just did.
I was also thinking too, like, oh man, I feel like I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say?
Trickle.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I think, like, just basically, like you guys were saying, like, if in the mix of everything, like, kids seeing other kids have fun has a profound effect, and I think that if we could be able to showcase that, and the next thing too, what are kids looking at YouTube? They're looking at YouTube for like other people's experiences, when in actuality we can use what we're talking about for them to create their own experience, so they can feel like they're a part of the world, and then also see that while YouTube is great and have all these great videos, but guess what? You could be the one to create the videos, and you're the one actually doing the experiences, and you see that the experiences are much better than just watching it on YouTube. So that's definitely a good angle, because we could spin it to the kids.
Right, and that's a huge what's turned into a really weird cultural, well, it's not cultural, a really weird norm where so many kids are watching, like, even to people play video games on YouTube. Like, how do you find that enjoyable to like watch somebody else play a video game?
It's not to me.
A big part of it has to be, on the emphasis on, this is for people that aren't here to see and and take in for people who are from here to learn and appreciate some new things that they might not have known before. But it really is, the energy behind it really is to promote people to go outside and experience it for themselves, because like I seeing sharks on a TV screen and actually being in the water with them is a completely different thing. And so with that energy, I think people need to really embrace getting outside and being more involved in this beautiful space that we call St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John.
Yeah, no, but so
I
I
agree
think,
with
Kemet, what you said is key, right? Seeing and doing. And so, like, the fun of going back to the TikTok, right? Watch somebody make a TikTok video, then, go to the challenge and do it. Like, that's what a My VI challenge should look like, right? Like, you watch me on these excursions, and then you go find a way to either explore your own, show someplace new, or go where I am. And it would be cool. Like, let's say we pull like the person with the most excursions or the most TikTok excursions, like really turn it into a challenge, win a prize of being a youth VI ambassador or a family of VI ambassadors. And you don't just have to like live here. Like if you bring your family home for the summer, whether you live in Texas or Atlanta or wherever, you get that VI ambassadorial. Like, I mean, like I really was onto the geocaching part of it too, because I think what people don't realize, it's also a geography. It's also a geography lesson, right? There's also coordinates. There's things that we could make this so fun. Is geocaching like a thing in the Virgin Islands? I remember I had that game. What was that? Game.
It was, for a hot second, people were interested in it, but not like it was in the States. Like I knew, like I got to hang out with
you talking about
friends
Pokemon
of
Go?
mine. What's that?
You talking about Pokemon Go?
Maybe. But one of my coolest memories of Central Park was hanging out with two friends from St. Croix that were geocaching, and I just got to tag along and like find things. And yeah, I agree with you, Summer. That could be tied into to it. We have too many monuments and like sacred spaces around the islands where we couldn't easily do something really cool with geocaching on TikTok.
Like, but I think, right, that's a whole market of people we could bring here for the summer. That's a whole way we could engage our own selves for the summer. Like if we had, like you said, some type of geocaching experience that encouraged kids safely and families to go do these things outdoor together, we could have things that Wim, the Accolade site, Sandy Point, like all over, and encouraging people to go spend the day there, find things. But then, with geocaching, like the hunting or the scavenger hunt part of it is that there's usually somebody who gets the trophy, right? They're trying to outrun each other, and that prize could actually be, you can imagine if tourism again putting like a family staycation or a vacation or tickets or something that you're actually wanting to incentivize families. So like St. Thomas have one, St. Croix have one, St. John have one, but the winning prize is a ticket for a weekend excursion on the next island.
Yeah.
Right. So then it encourages, if I do it on St. Croix with my family, then a family of 4 gets to go to St. Thomas and spend a weekend. But then we bring in St. Thomians here, St. Jonians too, wherever. And then all of a sudden it's promoting an inter-island exchange. But people from the States could come down and do it. Like geocaching is like legit a thing.
Yeah. And, thinking about that in terms of like a cross island thing is, how cool would it be to also have, like, you have like maybe a couple of different geocaching experiences set up where if I'm visiting and I don't have I'm not living there 365 days of the year, there's a shorter geocache experience. Like, so if I come up at, like, if I see it advertised in St. Thomas, I might fly over from St. Croix and say, all right, I'm gonna do it over here because I've already done the one on St. Croix, or I might try the one on St. John because I've already done the one on St. Croix. And I think if we did it in that sense, where you had a number of different spots that you could win different prizes on, I think it would make it a lot more competitive, and you start to create that energy where people are moving from one island to the next a lot more, not just for Carnival.
Watching all the way from the United States Army garrison in Japan, loving the ideas. Thanks, Jalayan. I wonder what time it is in Japan right now. So I'm gonna go look that up. But I think if we could create, so I know this was like a fun summer conversation, and we were like talking about, the trickle down economics, like that's one of the things. Like I think we could actually really diversify a part of our tourism. Like this wasn't supposed to be a serious conversation, but sometimes in playfulness, some of the most brilliant ideas that come out. And I feel like one, for families all over the world that have, Virgin Islands heritage, that could be a way for them to bring their children home in a short period of time and have their children have experience, a quicker experience that mirrors their childhood. Like these are the things that we have to do to qualify for this segment, but that's engaging so their kids don't feel bored. Two, total, there's a whole, like I said, there's a geocaching community. And then three, we are building Virgin Islanders ambassadors and keeping up culture and heritage because we're now internally relationship building and spreading some of our own dollars to travel across.
Yeah.
To regain that internal tourism.
Gosh. I'm getting like super excited about this when I'm starting to think about all the possibilities, because I mean, so we definitely would have one for Frederiksted, we'd have one for Christiansted, we could have one that's like island wide. If you've rented your own vehicle, we could connect with Wave at Tantan Tours, and we can have the Tantan Tours version of geocaching where all of their stops are connected.
We could have that dive experience, like for divers, right?
Yes.
Like we could have geocaching for divers, right? And so the underwater experience could be bomb, right? But it could promote dive certification, right? Basic dive certification, because it's a part of the exploration. Stop it, man. Come next to the solve wall piece.
Yeah.
That's
a little fun show. I think this is a really cool, if nobody's listening from tourism tonight, we will be reaching out to y'all because we think
we totally should.
You heard it here first on PoliTalks, but we don't really care about the credit as long as it gets done. So just tossing that out into the universe.
Exactly. And Darren, in order for this to work, the people need to have 5G.
5G. Yeah.
They don't got to be able to upload from every place they go.
Yep.
I'm just saying, no pressure, sir. No pressure.
Well, yeah, let's get you out at Point Udo, but there's that one spot between East End Bay and Isaac Bay on the ridge that you actually do get cell phone service. I learned some things over the years working out there. But yeah, I think, even that whole, like the hike into Isaac could have some really cool like spots where you pause and upload and whatnot. And I'm getting excited about this summer.
No, but I think we can make it where every sector of a Virgin Islands experience benefits, because it could have cultural, it could have historical, it could have something related to food, it could have something related to the water. You know what I mean? It could have like the architecture. We could use all of those things that make us unique to be an individual component. But that way, every person in a family, regardless of their inclination, can take part in a way that they feel, you know what I mean, motivated. So you're creating something inclusive, because there's activities that spread the gamut of physical capacity, mental engagement, cultural components. You know what I mean? Like it could be the right.
Okay,
And where
so
in the Caribbean can people come for that type of experience right now?
full disclosure, tourism. This is something that we should jump on. It should be something that's locally ran, and so we'll be reaching out to people like Frandel Junior Chad, and some of the other local NGOs that should be behind something like this.
I can hear my mother singing.
Huh?
I can hear my mother singing.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds like Rihanna in the background. But yeah, I think we had a number of conversations on here about not specifically, but how others benefit from brilliant ideas that we have in the territory. And so just want to toss that out there. We brainstorm a lot on this conversation. It's something that the way that I know people and how they operate in the VI, a lot of our good ideas get stolen and people make money off of it. And so just wanted to throw out there and that this is a really cool idea, and we're going to follow up with people that we think will really see it done well from beginning to end, and hopefully be able to connect tourism with those individuals that they're already connected with. But like on a serious front, this is a really good idea that I think we should see to the end.
No, I totally agree. This is something that we should see to the end. Well, we have about 2 minutes, and so any last summer fun words that you guys want to share?
Just get out. I mean,
get out.
If you're a parent, find ways to get your children disconnected from the tablets and phones and screens and out into nature. As Summer said, there wasn't a deep talk tonight. And yes, there are some connections, but to mental health and to well health, period, whether it's physical, mental, all of the above. So just, if you're a parent, make it an effort to reconnect with nature with your children, so that they really get to experience why it even matters that we live on a beautiful island. Yeah.
No, I fully agree.
Darren,
let's have fun. Let's go out, do it safely, of course. I'm partly vaccinated, so by the end of the month I should be fully. But just go out, have fun, do it safely, do some stuff. Don't just go from home to work to home, back and back. Do some stuff. Go to the beach, have a little fun. Definitely important. Definitely important for your mental health. You gotta have a little fun.
Summer?
Well, I am so sorry that I was late this evening because the conversation was not only productive, but it was amazing. And I want to say that we've also had an amazing season, right? We're not all here to close out together tonight, but I want to say thank you, Kemet. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Sid. Thank you, Vernon. Thank you, Frank. Thank you to WTJX. Thank you for all the guests that have joined us. And next week is going to be our final show of the season, where we're going to recap all the things we learned this year on PoliTalks. Hopefully all the cast will be here to say goodbye to you, and we're going to be back next fall. So what I'm saying is join us next week to hopefully maybe we could ask WTGX if they have bloopers of us, where we could share some of our funniest moments, some of our most meaningful moments, some of our most, what we learned together and why we do this. And so see you next week, Tuesday at 6. I will be on time. Hopefully all of us will be here to say goodbye for the season, and then we'll be back in the fall. So we're gonna work on some bloopers. Working. All right, I think that's it. As you can see, that would have been a blooper. Perfect blooper reel. Thank you for watching PoliTalks WTJX. See you next week.
Okay.